I think Bud could beat Canelo. Like I said, I've been saying this. I don't think size win fights. I think skills do. So yeah, I think like being a southpaw with good movement and sharp boxing, it'd be hard for Canelo with that high guard to walk him down and load up on them big hooks. I think Bud would beat Canelo.
How is Crawford, his composure going to be like the moment a punch lands on him from Canelo?
Are you kidding me? Take that question back.
Yeah, why?
Because you're talking about Crawford.
Yeah.
He's
But in weight classes,
he's the most composed guy.
Yeah.
What, you don't think he'll be prepared? You think it'll be a shock to him?
The long-awaited in-person showdown between Saul, Canelo, Alvarez, and Terence "Bud" Crawford unfolded during a high-profile press tour, setting the stage for their massive super middleweight bout scheduled for September 13th, 2025, in Las Vegas. This intense face-off, held as part of the Riyadh season promotional events, captured global media attention. The two champions stood eye to eye, exchanging powerful stares and confident declarations, creating a charged atmosphere of silent rivalry. Canelo's cold, unwavering expression met Crawford's composed, unwavering demeanor, both men revealing glimpses of the clash in fighting styles and legacies set to erupt in the ring. Promoters have hailed this matchup as a historic event, arguably the fight of the century, as two of boxing's top pound-for-pound athletes prepare to battle for undisputed super middleweight glory.
More unrelated to this fight, but Turkey made it seem like you weren't going to be promoting the Terence Crawford Canelo fight. Is there anything you can kind of clear up on that?
He made it feel like I wasn't?
Yeah, well, he said that someone else was promoting it. He didn't say no TKO. He just didn't include your name in a tweet, and people kind of freaked out online about like where'd Dana go.
I'm going to tell you what's awesome, man. So there's a lot of up things about boxing, but they don't say shit. I mean, nobody talks. It's the most amazing thing.
Canelo Alvarez, one of Mexico's most celebrated boxing icons, has claimed world titles in 4 different weight classes and currently holds the undisputed super middleweight crown. Known for his explosive power, sharp defensive skills, and adaptability in the ring, he has defeated numerous top-tier opponents, firmly establishing himself among boxing's all-time greats.
I mean, you fought Floyd Mayweather at what? Were you 23?
23.
That's so fucking young.
Yeah.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I try to beat him because, you know, if you beat him, you want to be the best in the world at 23.
What do you think was so impressive about him?
His experience, he's so smart. He have everything in a fighter, a complete fighter. He don't have power in the punches, but when you that kind of fighter, you don't need it.
You think that was the toughest fight you faced?
No.
What do you think?
I think it's tough fights and difficult fights. That was a difficult fight.
Canelo is beating these guys with all 5 layers of defense. Number 1, feet. Number 2, elbows, hands, shoulders, and the mind. This is exactly how both of those guys got to the highest level of boxing supremacy. Canelo Alvarez means to the Mexican fans what Floyd Money Mayweather meant for black people. 50 wins in boxing, no losses, no draws. And follow for more.
Hailing from Omaha, Nebraska, Terence Crawford is a highly accomplished boxer with championship titles spanning multiple weight classes, including lightweight, light welterweight, welterweight, and super welterweight. Celebrated for his ability to seamlessly switch stances, high ring intelligence, and finishing power, Crawford solidified his place in history by becoming the undisputed welterweight champion following his dominant win over Errol Spence Jr.
All right, we have to talk about this. Terence Crawford just tweeted, Canelo versus Crawford is definitely by far the biggest fight in boxing. This guy is not playing around. All right. Crawford, pound for pound, number 1. Canelo, biggest star in boxing still at the moment. Anywhere. I'm not talking about just in the US, Mexico, the UK, everywhere. Canelo is now open. At first it was, hey, I can't go down to 160. I can't do a catch weight of 160. If he wants to fight me, it's gonna be at 168. Plus, I'm not gonna get any credit if I beat a Terence Crawford. It would be like Terence Crawford fighting Tank, moving 2 weight classes up, and I'm not gonna get credit for that. Terence Crawford is a special fighter. He is like a Floyd and a Manny that can move up to weight classes, carry his power, can beat up bigger guys. He's a special.
Canelo Alvarez has firmly established himself as a powerhouse in the super middleweight division, compiling an impressive professional record of 63 victories, 2 defeats, and 2 draws, with 39 of those wins coming by knockout. His career highlights include championship titles across 4 weight divisions: junior middleweight, middleweight, super middleweight, and light heavyweight. In 2021, he made history by becoming the first boxer to unify all major titles at super middleweight, claiming undisputed status.
Listen, Canelo needs to understand he's a different fighter now. The deterioration is there. He's not the same guy. He's not that destroyer who's looking for knockouts early and keeps a pace and a pressure on you. He throws 30 punches around. You're not the same guy. So telling everyone you're going to knock them out and then going into, 6 decisions in a row now? Scores a knockdown every time, power's still there. The problem is the pace and the ability to carry on and push. That's the real difference, and that comes with age. He's 34 going on 45 at this, as far as I'm concerned. He's got a ton of fights, been around for a long time, doesn't have that same desire, the same drive to take the chances against these younger, bigger guys, because he is fighting younger, bigger guys. So you got to keep that in mind as well.
Standing at 5 feet 8 inches and age 34, Canelo Alvarez blends strength, speed, and veteran experience to remain a daunting presence in the ring. His recent performance, most notably a unanimous decision victory over William Skull in May 2025, reinforces his position at the top of the sport. Even as younger contenders emerge, Alvarez's sharp technique and deep understanding of the game continue to distinguish him from the rest.
When he fought Canelo and he was like standing right in front of Canelo and Canelo's just whiffing, it was a life lesson. And then you look at how good Canelo's head movement got after that fight when he realized it. I mean, my God, when he fought Danny Jacobs and Canelo's just standing right in front of him, bobbing. That's all what he learned from fighting Floyd.
Interview 6. Terence Crawford pushed back against the idea that size would be a deciding factor in the upcoming bout. He pointed out that both he and Canelo Alvarez stand at 5 feet 8 inches, and even noted that his reach exceeds Canelo's. He's a solid guy, Crawford acknowledged, but not necessarily a bigger one. Rather than focusing on physical measurements, Crawford emphasized that the real difference lies in their weight class histories. Canelo has competed as high as light heavyweight, while Crawford has gradually moved up from lightweight to light middleweight over the course of his career,
Has the Canelo fight, realistically left your mind once he said he's not interested, or you still pursuing it?
Not at all. I think business talks. With the right business come across the table, it happens. I just be talking, man. Canelo a big dude, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I believe in my abilities. He's a heavy dude, but he's not a big guy. Like, he's 5'8", I'm 5'8", you know what I mean? My arm's longer than his, so that fight would be good.
How's Crawford, his composure going to be like the moment a punch lands on him from Canelo?
Are you kidding me? Take that question back.
Yeah, why?
Because you're talking about Crawford.
Yeah.
He's
weight classes.
He's the most composed guy. Yeah. What, you don't think he'll be prepared? You think it'll be a shock to him? No. He's already moved up 3 weight classes. So now you're talking 6. If you add on 3. Crawford has the ability to slow things down in the ring that very few people have, and to see things that nobody else can see because he slows it down. Yeah, he's got great power. He carried it up. Yeah, he's got good hand speed. Yeah, he's got all that. He's got good technique. His coaches do a tremendous job with him. But the timing is impeccable. It's better than anyone else's. Why? Because of this. When a guy has that ingredient, and very, very few have, I can't count him out in anything.
Canelo Alvarez, who initially showed little interest in a bout with Terence Crawford, eventually expressed openness to the matchup, stating he's willing to face anyone if the fight makes sense both financially and in terms of legacy. On the other side, Crawford chose to skip a tune-up fight, recognizing that moving up to 168 pounds is already a major leap. Jumping straight into a clash with a top-tier opponent like Canelo without a preparatory bout only heightens the challenge. Critics and analysts remain skeptical about Crawford's ability to compete effectively at super middleweight, especially against someone as experienced and powerful as Canelo. Some view the fight as being driven more by financial incentives than by competitive merit, suggesting that Crawford may be risking his hard-earned reputation. The prevailing sentiment is that Crawford faces long odds, making this showdown feel more like a high-stakes payday than a fair sporting contest.
How is Terence Crawford going to beat Canelo Alvarez? We need to talk about it. When we look at the guys who've had success with Canelo, we'll look at Bivol, we'll look at Golovkin, we'll look at Floyd, and we'll look at Lara. Yes, I'll throw Lara in there, why not? I think all these fights are absolutely irrelevant coming into this bout. Some of them are just dated, or some of these guys' style just cannot apply. For example, a guy in Lara. If Crawford wanted to fight how Lara fought Canelo, he would probably gas out in 7 rounds, or if he made it 12, he just wouldn't get that decision. It's that simple. Let's take a guy in Golovkin. Crawford just simply does not have the punching power, nor do I think he has the gas tank at 68. He's not a good enough puncher to try to fight Canelo like Golovkin. He doesn't have the physical traits even in the chin department. Then you have Floyd Mayweather. While both can have a bit of similarities, the speed, reflexes, technical prowess, IQ, timing, counterpunching, lateral movement, it's just too much from Floyd. I don't think Bud could take much from Floyd's game plan to implement it into his own success in September. And then you have Dimitri. The speed, the technical prowess, the IQ, the length is too much. So essentially, Terence Crawford is going to have to beat Canelo in a way that nobody has ever beaten him or gave him any issues in. I'm gonna tell you exactly how Crawford's gonna fight. He's gonna fight like his damn self. It's too late in his career to change up the game plan. It's too late in his career for him to want to change up the game plan coming to a fight of this magnitude with a style he's never fought before. That will be a recipe for disaster. He's going to be more than likely off the back foot. He's going to be looking for counter shots. And I think there will be a point in this fight where he's simply just trying to survive. I like Crawford. He's an amazing pound for pound fighter. A different animal at 168. This is one of the greatest of all time. I see win scenarios for him, but I don't see him being realistic. I can see him fighting off the back foot, using his speed, timing, and feet to stay away from Canelo. But that's very, very, very unlikely, damn near impossible.
In a more playful moment, Canelo Alvarez reportedly referred to his potential bout with Terence Crawford as easy money, hinting that the fight could bring in as much as $150 million. This enormous payday is a major driving force behind both fighters' interest in what many are calling a crossover super fight. Given their reputations and global fan bases, the matchup has all the ingredients of a major pay-per-view blockbuster. Crawford, however, fired back at the skepticism surrounding his jump to 168 pounds. He noted that critics are quick to doubt his chances, arguing that he's too small or not suited for the division. But as Crawford points out, Canelo himself moved up in weight and suffered losses, while Crawford has moved up and won, maintaining an undefeated record across multiple divisions. Confident in his abilities, Crawford sees this as an opportunity to silence the doubters and show he can thrive even in higher weight classes.
They talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. You know, so let's not do that, Canelo.
If it's what I want, I'm gonna take it. You know.
Would you put a rehydration clause in there?
We'll see. I don't like to talk about other fight when I got it.
You understand, like that's the fight that everyone wants to see. That's the fight that fans want to see you when they're with. You understand?
I understand that. Same happened with Golovkin.
Yeah, and it happened.
And same happened with Golovkin.
And it happened.
And same with Billy Johnson.
And it happened. I think it happened.
And with Troll, and with Mayweather, and with Cotto.
That's why I believe the fight happened. Would you ever go up to 175? Because 168, I feel like you fought everybody. They're taking belts away from you. 175, you got Benavidez, you got Morel, you got the rematch with Filo.
If I go 175, that's rematch.
That would be the first one? Well, then you can look around and see what's out there 175.
And then wait.
Would you make a Crawford's performance against Masvidal?
I think he knows why his weight class is there, right? He make a good fight, but for me, I think he lost the fight or draw.
Okay.
Or could be the other side.
He was saying your name a lot all week. I was out there
because
in LA.
he want to sell the fight. If they don't talk about me, they don't say it.
Would you look at a fight with Crawford? So in the past, you told me no.
If the money is right, I mean,
money's got to be big.
I don't like fighters around.
Do you want to say 168 or look at 175?
During his appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience, Terence Crawford openly acknowledged that a clash with Canelo Alvarez would be the most significant bout of his career. Speaking with honesty, he admitted that while legacy remains important, financial rewards now play a major role in his decision-making process. Having reached the pinnacle of the sport, becoming an undisputed champion across 4 weight classes, Crawford explained that he's at a point where the business side of boxing carries just as much weight as competition. In his earlier years, his drive was purely about proving himself. Now, with his legacy already established, the risk versus reward equation is front and center, especially when facing a global icon like Canelo. Despite the obvious challenge of stepping into a higher weight division, Crawford is enthusiastic about the opportunity. He likened his excitement to the time he nearly fought Manny Pacquiao, recognizing that bouts of this magnitude can define a career, not just in terms of sporting legacy, but also long-term financial security.